Monk Mo Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro. A lot of guys, they keep hustling backwards. The woman comes last. I had some lasagna and garlic bread. At the end of the day, a lot of guys are hustling backwards. They want to smash all the women. They don't want a wife. No, they want to smash all the women. They don't want to get to the multi-millions. They don't want to build their physique. They don't want to get the fleet of cars. They don't want to get in a real estate business. I'm here to tell you, if you don't have real estate, you never loved the woman. You love that cat. I repeat, you love that cat. If you loved the woman, you would have real estate somewhere for her to stay safely. You would provide and protect. But what does the red pill teach you how to do? Play dominance and play power dynamics over a woman who's already taught to be independent and strong. They haven't taught men to be independent and strong. No, they taught men how to need to go smash these women. You need to be around women 24/7. They taught men to be needy, and they taught women to be independent and strong. Well, I'm here to tell you a lot of guys are hustling backwards because they need SEX. At the end of the day, this is what I'm telling dudes. Destroy your lust. Forget about SEX. I don't care how horny you are or how much you want to bust that bubble. Listen, I share the same type of desires as the average man. I see the bubble and want to smash it from time to time too. But I snap out of it and I drop content and I go to the gym and I focus on my goals. At the end of the day, listen, I don't have real estate. I'm in a penthouse, but I don't own the penthouse. I don't own this building. At the end of the day, I'm renting it. So with that being said, is I don't have real estate. I don't have the fleet of cars. I want $109 million before I ever have SEX with my wife, my future wife. At the end of the day, you got to understand, the $109 million is going to come before my family. You got to understand, if you have the plan, map it out and trap it out. No DRUGS. At the end of the day, you got to understand. Focus on building your physique. Focus on building your life up. Because a lot of dudes love to call themselves the king and they have no palace. They have no kingdom. How are you a king with no kingdom? I repeat, how are you a king with no kingdom? You don't have real estate, so you're not a king. At the end of the day, you got to understand. Build your life up first. Build your physique up first. Take life by the horns first. Then the woman, then the family comes along, so you don't have to procreate and skate. I repeat, so you don't have to procreate and skate. At the end of the day, with the help of social media, you now have help. You can create content now. You can run up the millions through content. You can have multiple YouTube channels. Listen, you can have up to 50 YouTube channels. Up to 50 YouTube channels. And dudes still want to get laid because they taught men to need SEX. All your fake friends around you, I don't know why you still got friends. I don't know why you're not the introvert. Maybe because you're a people pleaser. If you're not an introvert, you are a people pleaser. I hope you know that. If you smashing women, you are a people pleaser. You're trying to be the best they ever had in the bedroom. You're trying to be the best she's ever had. That is not your wife. I repeat, that is not your wife. At the end of the day, you don't have a kingdom. You're not the king. At the end of the day, a lot of dudes don't even own a YouTube channel. But they're trying to play power dynamics and run game. Rule number one, if you're trying to run game on a woman, that goes to show you are poor. You have no finances. You don't have any financial leverage. You don't have any financial independency. Listen, a man needs to be strong and independent before the family. You need to develop real leadership skills. They're not telling men to do this. No, they're telling men to go around other rich men, to be an AKA male groupie. I'm telling dudes, you don't have to be a male groupie. You can get it. You can get to the multi-millions without being a male groupie. All you have to do is hit the record button and post back to back to back. But a lot of dudes are afraid what other dudes are going to think about their content. You're afraid your cousins are going to laugh at you. You're afraid your brother's going to laugh at you because you are a people pleaser. Being a people pleaser is not what a king is. I repeat, being a people pleaser is not going to get you that real estate. Being a people pleaser is not going to get you the fleet of cars. Being a people pleaser is going to get you on a child support and trying to smash a lot of women for no reason, just so you can get a high five from other guys who don't even like you. They're trying to do this for status. If you want status and care about status, you are a people pleaser. Status does not equal money. It just equals fame. You're known, and you could be known and homeless. At the end of the day, let's get serious with life. At the end of the day, you don't have to play these power dynamic games. These are Western society games. They tell a woman to be strong and independent and tell you to need her. Now, when you want to be what God told you to be, the head and not the tail, then you have to Stephen A. Smith go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The Bible already told you, if two don't agree, how can they walk together? I repeat, if two don't agree, how can they walk together? If you are having arguments, that shows two does not agree. So how can you walk together? How will that last? It won't last. She doesn't see your leadership, but guys want to stick around for the cat. Just like men lie to get the cat, women lie to get the D. At the end of the day, you got to understand, stop playing these childish games. Just because a woman does it, it takes two to tangle. It takes two people to play childish games for the childish games to even work. At the end of the day, we don't need to blame women, no, because it takes two to tangle. She needs a weak man to do and follow along. At the end of the day, listen, focus on building your life up. Focus on building your physique up. At the end of the day, the woman comes last. Whatever woman decides to follow your leadership that you choose, not, oh, get the woman that chooses you. No, we're absolutely not. We are focusing on building a physique up and building our life up. The woman that chooses us, absolutely not. I'm going to have over 50 Lambo Uruses, over 50 Corvette C8s. I will absolutely not get the woman who chooses me. What the heliante? That's that Western softest cupcake type of mindset. At the end of the day, absolutely not. That is dangerous. I repeat, that is dangerous. Listen, you got to understand, all of these dudes are hustling backwards. Stop hustling backwards. Your wife and your family comes at the end when you decide to pass your genes on to the next generation because you've been taking life by the horns. A lot of dudes are struggling. They're hurting in life. They're getting bullied in life. They're getting bullied financially. They feel like they're a victim. So they put on a dashiki, play this FBA cap, while they smile in front of the white man that they so call him the devil. At the end of the day, they doing that for coochie. Whole time, that same woman they're doing that FBA movement for, she will accept the white man and be very respectful towards him. At the end of the day, the white man always gets the baddest of the baddest melanated woman. The melanated man always gets the six at best outside of his race. At the end of the day, that's because he wants to get the woman that chose him and play this pimp game. They don't have real estate. Do not focus on the masses. If you focus on the masses, you're going to become the masses. Stop focusing on the masses. The masses are scared. The masses are victims. The masses are known for hustling backwards. Stop hustling backwards. The wife and the children come last. Leave the freaky freaks alone. You want a virgin. At the end of the day, if you're not getting a virgin, you're not the first and you're not the last. At the end of the day, you got to understand. Stop hustling backwards. Get the resources first. Build the physique up first. Get the real estate first. Get the real estate portfolio first. Get the fleet of cars that you always wanted. At the end of the day, stop hustling backwards. You guys have to destroy your lust. If you don't destroy your lust, all of these red pill gurus like Andrew Tate, they can play on your lust, make you pay $14.99 a month, waste your resources, take from you year after year after year to mess your life up to become some alpha that is made up from the 1930s. You're using 1930s game, and America is not traditional anymore. You're using traditional. You are hustling backwards. At the end of the day, I repeat, be the nice guy. We hold doors open for women in America. We treat women good in America. We are not Stephen A. Smith and Women in America. If she disagrees, deuces, we're out. We don't have time for that. We are trying to take over the world. At the end of the day, we're trying to take and have our kingdom set for when our wife finally comes into our life around 40 years old. Listen, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Shout out to all the virgins. You are in a perfect position. You are not addicted to the crack. I repeat, you are not addicted to the crack in between her legs, not the crack you smoke. At the end of the day, you are in the best position. Now it's time to take off like a rocket. Get the physique. And not only get the physique, build the resources up. Drop content on YouTube. If you play video games, live stream by yourself as an individual, as an introvert. The more introverted you are, the more you are becoming an individual. I'm not talking about the shy type. I'm talking about the confident, 10 toes down type. At the end of the day, we don't need any distractions. We don't need any arguments. We don't need any disagreements on this path to the multi-millions. Stop going around people who don't even respect you. They want to see you as Stephen A. Smith. We don't have time for that. At the end of the day, they won't be invited to the mansion. They won't be invited to the yacht. At the end of the day, Monk Mo Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro.